on every other platform around the globe, wherever you choose to do your live streaming from. Welcome to the show. It's Saturday night, y'all. Oh yeah. Anybody got Saturday night fever? That's what I want to know. Anybody got Saturday night fever? Well, you can tell by the way you was man. No time to go. Good days, man. Staying alive, staying alive. Oh. Loved it. The Bee Gees. I think that was the Bee Gees. Yeah, those were good days, man. I wish those days could come back. Disco was one of the best eras, man. Yeah, the Bee Gees. Anyway, now, with that being said, welcome to the show. Hit that like button, share my videos, follow me on Facebook, on all the other platforms that you can possibly follow me on. And the link should be below these videos. Also, you know what? I noticed I didn't post my number tonight. So if Dawn is in the house, maybe she can post it. But that number will allow you to be a part of my text messaging just in case I need to reach out to y'all for some, send out a 911 call to y'all to come get me. I mean, the man might be on my back and I'm like, yo, y'all better put together a posse and come and get me, man. So if you can, text that number. Matter of fact, I think I might even have it. It just ain't on the screen. Let me see. All right. I was rushing to get this thing together today. My eyes aren't as good as they used to be, baby. Just give me a minute. Sometimes. You ever seen people have to lift up their glasses to see? I'm like, why do you have glasses on? I'm like, shouldn't you put the glasses down on your face? Let me see what that says. All right, so the number is, I don't know. It's probably too far back in my text messages. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, snap. I might have hit the jackpot. Okay, so let's see. The number is 330-974-4607. That is 330-974-4607. And if you text the word MAGA to that number, then I'll respond, which I did respond to many of them that have text. And I think I got it all cleared up. So, we're good from now, except the new ones. Now, hit that like button, share, all that good stuff. Oh, and don't forget about our little fundraiser, y'all. We got 8 days left. I'm looking for a couple buzzer beaters. So if you can do anything to help out, because really, if y'all had any idea of how much pressure and resistance I'm getting from YouTube in regards to censorship, you'd be amazed. I just looked at a video that I uploaded the other day. The one that I said was 6 minutes long. It's a little over 1,100 views. I'm so disappointed. I'm telling you, it almost discourages me to even look and check and see what the numbers are. Our live stream numbers are always higher than a short clip that I might upload. And yet they'll tell me to my face, no, we don't censor, we don't suppress, none of that stuff. I mean, it is absolutely ridiculous what they do to conservatives online. So I'm relying on the support of the people. And so please, if you can help out, that link is right below this video. And you're right, Rumble. I like Rumble. I just haven't been able to really get over it. And a lot of people aren't subscribing over to Rumble to whereas I can really justify putting a whole bunch of energy into it, even though all these videos get sent right over to Rumble. So I would like to see those Rumble numbers go up and my alternative channel as well. Now, with no further ado, let's get into this crap tonight, y'all. Because I'm going to tell you right now, man, it's amazing to see how evil Democrat politicians and operatives can be. And we're about to go ahead and see just how evil they are. Who's the evilest of them all? So let me get loose. What? Wait a minute. Oh, man. I got the short version of my song. Dang on it. Anyway, it is what it is. So, guys, it's time for another episode of How Much BS Can You Take? Are you ready for this BS? Now, I got about 5 BSers. And I mean some BSers. This is on a whole nother level of BS. Now, just in case you're sensitive or, you're out of the loop, BS in sign language, okay, this means bull. You know what? Bull. That's right. A lot of bull crap. And first up, our first contestant, comes from Chicago. We affectionately call him Conehead. He's the mayor, and he's about to go ahead and try his best to win the BS award of the night. So somebody say I'm very blurry. Let me double check. Let me see over here. What am I looking like? Very blurry, huh? Gotta be kidding me. Talk to me, y'all. Talk to me. Am I blurry still? Anybody else feel that way? Uh-huh. Let me double check before I get started. Anybody? Somebody say clear here? Well, if it's clear here, then it might be clear there. So we're gonna roll with clear until we hear otherwise. So now our first contestant participating, going for the biggest BSer award of the year is Brandon Conehead Johnson. Let's see what he has to say, y'all. Wow, this is
I'm doing my part to continue to make sure that Chicagoans who have been in this city, who have needed support, and particularly our black families.
What? Wow, I tell you what, this guy is coming out the gates with a lot of bull crap. Now that right there is fascinating. He's actually talking to the people who voted for him, who's been in the streets complaining about what he's not doing for black people. And yet he came straight out and BS'd them by saying he's doing his part for black people. The same black people who's upset with him. Let's continue and see how this BS evolves.
I know there's been a tremendous burden, particularly on black Chicago. I am fully aware of that. Y'all know where I live. Y'all know how many schools have been shut down in Austin, mental health clinics. Administration after administration has taken away from black people.
Now, did you hear that bullcrap right there? That is one beautiful, hot, steaming pile of BS. He's good. He's good. He might just be a champion in this competition tonight. Not to mention, he looks like a shark swimming through the water with that cone sitting on top of his head. But we're not here to talk about that. That man right there just said that he understands the burden of the black people, and he's doing everything else to help them. Even though he runs a city filled with black people, he's black, and the city is an SO country. City, rather. So let's get back to this BS.
Not mine. And I want to make this point very clear as well. We're trying to make sure that migrants are not on floors.
Wait a minute, Frank. I smell some BS coming. Do you? That's right, man. I know BS when I smell it. Here comes some BS when they start off by saying, let me make this clear. I want to make this clear. So now y'all ready for some fine prime BS? He said the immigrants is on the floors. And I know that to be a fact because I got a friend who is a police officer. Her sister's a police officer up in Chicago. And she said every time she goes into the station, it's covered with illegal immigrants. They're like blankets. They're like rugs just laying in the police station. Fixtures might sit a coffee cup on top of one of their heads because they've been sitting there so long. So now he's bringing this up for some point. I think he's about to try to BS his people.
So when individuals say that black folks want what migrants want, it's not true. It's not.
Wait a minute now, Frank, this is somewhat confusing right here. This is some very confusing BS. I assume that he's trying to say that the black folks shouldn't be angry about all the resources that the migrants are taking up because look at the poor migrants laying on the floor. Do black people want to lay on the floor at the police station? No. So what's your problem, black people? Why are you complaining? I mean, you want to switch places with these migrants on the floor? See, there's no comparison. So you guys are making an issue out of nothing. Now, that's some good BS. That is some, anybody who believes that BS, they deserve the BS dumped right on top of their head, Frank. Let's continue.
Black folks want what they deserve. And to compare the needs of black people to individuals who are being forced out of their countries because of bad foreign policy, who are living on floors, comparing the conditions in which descendants of slaves have had to endure to migrants who are sleeping on floors, I question how much you actually care and love about black people and understand their conditions.
Holy moly. Now that was executed beautifully. Did you hear that bull crap? Wow. It was mixed in with gaslighting. It was mixed in with manipulation. He went full in on the bill crap. So now, you hear that fool? That man now going to take it to a racial level and try to say, man, to compare These black folks and all the slavery and stuff with these illegal immigrants, man. First of all, you can't compare. I hate when they start trying to compare slavery and the plight of black folks with the illegal immigrants, okay? The ones that they invited over, the ones that they're lying about, that these people's plights, they're coming here because of danger. They're coming here because, economic strain on their economy due to America and all the things they've done to all of these countries and stuff. They just bring up any other excuse except for the real excuse, which is we're allowing them to come because we want them to become a future voter base. That's it. I'd rather him cut through the BS and just keep it 100% real. But that cone on top of his head won't let him do that, see? So here he is now trying to get real deep, philosophical. Power to the people. Bring the connection in with the illegal immigrants and black folks without bringing it in. Now, how you like that BS? We don't want to compare black folks in America and they plight and they struggle with these migrants, because you don't want none of what these migrants got to go through. You don't want. So stop looking at your own issues. Stop looking at the fact that your cities ran by me are filled with violence. There's crime running rampant. The schools suck. The stores are leaving. People are being shot and killed all over the place. And we spending all this money, even though we're trying to make you focus on the fact, look at them. They're laying on the floor. But you're not talking about all the billions of dollars you're spending to get them off the floor into camps, feed them, all of this stuff. You're not talking about that. So the black folks in Chicago are going, we want those resources. We don't want the floor thing you're trying to make a comparison to. We don't want that. We don't want that. But we know it's bigger than the floor issue. We know you guys are packing them into our neighborhoods. We know y'all got plans for these illegal immigrants, and it ain't to send them to your crib. See, so here you are trying to distract us from the reality that they're being dispersed all over the place. You're dropping billions of dollars into the illegal immigrants, but you want us to focus on them on the floor and then develop some sense of compassion. Understand, man, they just going through the same type of situation and plight that the black man has went through when we came over here on slave ships. Now, this dude is a 100% BSer because, see, key note was drug over here on slave ships against their will, not invited by creepy, sleepy, sleazy, sloppy, slimy Joe. If I was there, I would search the border. That's a big difference. But here's the BSer. The BSer, this evil dude, is now having to come out and address this because it's blown up in his face. And instead of coming out and being humble and acknowledging that, yeah, I played a role in this guy is about to place the blame all over the place, except for on that big cone head of his. Let's continue hearing this BS.
I will follow to exactly what you're saying.
All right.
There's a poll that came out this week, polling people across the city along racial lines on whether Chicago should continue being a sanctuary city. Majority of people said no. And the highest among those were among Latinos and blacks.
A poll came out this week asking Chicagoans, should the migrant situation continue or not? And guess who was the biggest group of people who said no? It wasn't the white nationalist Trump supporters with the MAGA hats. Nope. It wasn't Bob and the crew out there. They ain't right, man. Send them folk on back where they came from. It's not them. It was blacks and Latinos. So, Conehead, I would think, since you always boast about your fighting for the jungle, and all of the Latinos, I would think you would listen to them. But see, Democrats, they don't care what their voters want. They never listen to them. All they do is come out and say, I'm going to hear what you just told me, and I'm going to act like I didn't hear it. I'm going to act like these people don't know what they're saying. They're going to treat them like an old school Humphrey Bogart black and white movie. When a woman is like, Johnny, I want to be with you. Yeah, see, sweetheart, you don't know what you're saying, see? You don't know what you're saying. See, that's what he's doing. He's about to treat these precious minorities like Humphrey Bogart. You don't know what you're saying. No, we do know what we're saying. We don't want these people in our neighborhood. So now let's see how he overcomes this obstacle, Frank. Because if he gets through this one, he might just be in the top running for the biggest BSer of the year.
One of the reasons why is because of resources. So are you concerned that you are losing voters on this, as this crisis continues?
Thank you for the question. This is not about votes. This is the problem here. If people think that my job is solely based on how I can get the next vote, we'll get to that in the next 3 years.
You know what? He's absolutely right there. It is not about votes. It's about corruption and evil. That's right. It's about changing the voter base. That's what it's about. So he could care less about those Chicago voters. He assumed they're dumb enough to continue to vote for him. Isn't that primetime BS? Wow, he knows his stuff. So now this guy right here is saying it ain't about votes. First of all, with Democrats, it's always about votes. And if they don't think they can get the votes, then they just cheat. They'll rig stuff and make up stuff. And that's exactly why they're bringing all these illegal immigrants in. So his real answer, see, you have to be a BS translator. His real answer should have been, it's about votes. And that's exactly why we're bringing these folks in. You think we're bringing them in because we like them? You think we're bringing them in because of the Statue of Liberty or something like that we done lied to y'all about? Y'all, man, y'all be falling for all kind of our BS, man. You think we really bringing these folks in because of humanitarian issues? Man, y'all crazy, man. Y'all do be falling for the BS. No, we're bringing them in because we can't trust you Americans to vote for our stupid policies. We can't trust you Americans to sell out the country and want to become a part of a globalist country. See, we can't trust y'all with that. So we got to import voters in that will be obligated to our party and quiet and lay low and continue to vote for us. Nobody makes the connection. At the same time, while they are welcoming in all these illegal immigrants, they're also pushing for no voter IDs. Now, is that just a coinky dink? It's a strategy. So now here he is. It's not about votes. He's trying to make himself seem noble. Boy, that's pure BS.
I got you. Hold on a second. I just want to make sure that I don't want people to believe that the political decisions that the right wing in this country is making is going to force me to make a decision that would go.
Wait a minute. Did you see him take that BS and turn it right to the Republican Party? Wow, he's shifty. He's very shifty, Frank. That guy just said, I don't want y'all to think that the voting decisions in this country, that the right wing, I'm like, wait a minute, man. We don't even run your city. Y'all got that locked down. How in the world? See, now this right here is gaslighting. When you make a pivot and a shift, just turn the channel and nobody realizes that, hey, man, I was just watching that. And I'm watching what? Scooby-Doo? Hold on. How you go from Bugs Bunny to Scooby-Doo and didn't warm me up and I don't even notice it? And you telling me his voters sit there? Like, he's answering the question about why black folks and Latinos don't want illegal immigrants in their neighborhood. Are you worried about losing their votes? His response is not to those groups of people. He comes out and says, no, man, it ain't about votes. You know what I'm saying? The right wingers and this and I'm going, what? Where did we just get? How do we go from your constituencies, your voters, to now right-wingers? What we got to do with this?
Go against our values because I'm thinking about votes. Here's what I'm most concerned about. Our constituents and residents of the city of Chicago.
Are you? You hear this bullcrapper? He said the right-wingers are going against trying to push these people to go against our values. Whose values? Don't you throw those values on those people. Don't you just try to consolidate all of the values and just say, you know what, if you're black, if you are a minority, you should have the same values as these illegal immigrants. You shouldn't look at them as draining your resources, competing for your jobs, potentially putting you in danger because they're being shuffled into your neighborhood, all of that stuff. You shouldn't worry about that. This should be a value all of y'all should have, which is my dumb value. That's what it is. My corrupt party's value. That's what y'all should have. And anybody who don't, you need to question your morals. If y'all ain't out there cheering for these illegal immigrants to come over here and let me shove them into your neighborhoods, you need to question your morals because only those extremist white nationalists would not support this. Now, he never addressed his people, but then he said, you know whose values I'm looking out for? Who is that again, Mr. BS? Let's see. Here's the values he's looking out for.
What I'm most concerned about.
What?
Our constituents and residents of the city of Chicago.
Did you hear that, man? What I'm most concerned about is the constituents. Yes, it is live. Somebody said, is this live? It is live. So is the constituents and the concerns of the people in Chicago. Are you, Conehead? As the people in Chicago are running back and forth, grabbing every mic they can. Brandon, this ain't right. Brandon, you deceived us. All of that. And they ask you questions like, will you continue to support the migrants coming into the... Yes. But yet he's sitting there talking about he's concerned about the Chicagoans. He's good. This man is a great BSer.
Oh, I got it. My bigger concern is the fact that we have an alt-right movement, not just in this country, but around the globe, that continues to disrupt black and brown economies.
Wow. Now that man just took the BS to a whole nother level. I don't know. Anybody coming behind this BSer right here is going to have some tall hills to climb. Yes, you read it right. Somebody, Chuck said, say what? This was, I don't know where he pulled this BS out of his butt from, but boy, I got to give it to him for trying. Boy, listen to this crap.
Movement, not just in this country,
Hold on.
My bigger concern
Here it is.
Is the fact that we have an alt-right movement, not just in this country, but around the globe, that continues to disrupt.
That's what he's concerned about, y'all. My biggest concern is we got an alt-right movement, not just in this country, but around the globe. Now, first of all, what is alt-right? Secondly, what? Wanting immigration rules enforced is alt-right. So not being dumb is alt-right. Not being evil enough to force this on your own constituents is alt-right. Having enough common sense to say you cannot have open borders and we have limited resources is alt-right. You see how the Marxists play? You see the games these BSers play? Now, granted, only somebody susceptible to swallowing that BS would listen to that and say, yeah, because there are a whole bunch of alt-right people who for whatever reason want borders and sovereignty and all that stuff. Yeah, it should just be open for everybody to take whatever they want, especially coming from this communist / Marxist, but not his stuff. See, he don't want everybody to just be free to go in and out of his crib, maybe drive his car to work, try on some of his suits. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he don't want that freedom. But he wants to make it seem like we should be open-minded and open-hearted to all of everybody else across the globe. And if you disagree, somehow you get labeled this mysterious term, alt-right. Ew. Sounds scary, doesn't it? So when you throw that on people, yeah, you making folks go, this dumb. Oh, alt-right believes that? Well, heck, he might be onto something. So now he's concerned about the alt-right movement.
Black and brown economies.
Black and brown economies, man. As this dude destroys his own economy, how about you see, and this is the problem. Democrats, they try to break it down into categories. Black economy, brown economy, white economy. How about America's economy? The Democrats are destroying America's economy. They always try to make it seem like Trump and his economic decisions only benefited the white, rich, upper class people. No, it benefited all Americans. It was good for all of us. But you guys like to segment it out. So now what black and brown economies is he referring to? That's my question. What a complete idiot. And that's why I need a press pass, because I need to be there to challenge that conehead. But let's finish hearing this BS.
Do you think there's a disconnect between the Biden administration resuming deportations of Venezuelans after they recently cited the dangerous conditions in their home country as part of the reason for extending temporary work authorization?
Uh-oh.
Foreign policy has caused a tremendous amount of destabilization.
Here we go. Now he's going back to the go-to, Frank. All of these BSers on the Democrat side have their talking points. And one of the biggest ones is that it's the destabilization of all of these other countries due to, I'm sure, conservative, alt-right, extreme MAGA policies. We just heard AOC say this too the other day. Let's see.
And so the sanctions, of course, that are causing the turmoil is being brought to us by the right-wing extremists in this country. The real disconnect is the fact that you have global population shifts that have been promulgated by the very failures of the Republican entities that want to score political points by attacking major cities where black and brown people live.
Woo! He's good. He is good. That man said, let me tell you about Maduro down there in Venezuela. It's because of right-wing sanctions that drove these people all the way here. Excuse me, Conehead, excuse me. I have a question, Mr. BS Conehead. Why were we doing those sanctions? Because they're white nationalists, right-wing, extreme MAGA people. No, I don't think that's the answer, sir. I think it's because Venezuela is a communist party and we can't just support them. So you're trying to do what? Demonize the fact that Marco Rubio came up with a policy that would punish the Communist Party down in Venezuela. What is he doing? Is he blaming Marco Rubio? Is he saying, you know what? Because you're not allowing the Communist Party to benefit off of our economy and all of that stuff, that's driving their people here. So let's not blame the Communist Party. Let's blame somehow the Republicans. Now, that's some shifty BS right there. That man had that BS in his hand, shifting it all around, calculating that BS. I think if I put a little BS on this right here, sprinkle some BS on this, man, this should come out pretty good. That was an unbelievable statement. Then he says that our whole goal is to destabilize what? What was that last piece of BS? Hold on.
That want to score political points by attacking major cities where black and brown people live.
Want to score political points by attacking major cities where black and brown people live. No, you're doing that all by yourself, buddy. All by yourself. The biggest attack on black cities is black liberals. And white liberals that empower black liberals. They all are just one big pawn right there. This guy right here with that cone head will never, ever say anything against illegal immigration in his city because guess who put his raggedy tail in place? White liberals. Guess who's keeping him in place? White liberals. And guess who he's selling out? Black folks and Latinos and white Americans as well. That dude got the nerve to be coming out talking about some attacking black and brown cities. No, we're not over there running those cities. We're not over there forcing all those kids to go in and break in buildings and loot and rob and steal. We're not down there banging every weekend. You don't see conservatives in the streets like, die, sucker, die, that. These are ran by these folks. And the only attack, which they like to call it attack. See, they want to make it seem like it's aggressive. We're not attacking those people. We're attacking you. By simply identifying the problem. And you can't take that. You can't eat that with that big fat cone on top of your head. You don't want to confess that really I'm the problem. Me, my party, and all our choices are the problem. So by anybody sitting back going, wow, what's going on over there in Chicago? The leadership is dumb. Look at all these immigrants over here, man. These people are mad. Yeah, they shouldn't have voted for these folks. According to that's attacking black and brown communities. No, it's being honest. It's keeping it real. It's recognizing what my eyes see while you're trying to gaslight and BS the folks by saying, we're attacking them. You think they feel attacked by conservatives? Because when I see them grab the mic, they're not whining about conservatives. They're not sitting back talking about Trump. They're talking about Joe Conehead butt. I'm sorry. I can't let Conehead get away with that. Talking about that is continue to attack brown and black like it's all about racism. We just hate brown and black cities. I pity them. That's the crazy part about it. I feel bad for them because guess what? I'm black and I want to see black people prosper along with every other Americans. But when you got black people taking advantage of black people, it's hard to do that. Slide that bull crap in. I'm not falling for, I'm sorry. I went from being just a neutral commentator. Now I'm sorry. Let's get back to the BS.
That's the disconnect. The Republican Party can't even nominate their own leadership. Now, of course.
Now, do you see how dumb that is? You see how dumb that is? See, you know what he just really did? If you flip that statement and look at it from a different perspective, that's good. That means the Republican Party isn't a whole bunch of drones and robots. That means we're shaking up things. That means we recognize that, there's a uniparty out there, and we're not just going to go along and keep voting for the Mitch McConnells and the Lindsey Grahams and all of the other stupid Republicans who no change ever come. You guys will do that, and that's exactly why when they ask you about the Biden administration's choices to dump all these people here, your butt shucking and jiving out there talking about ain't nothing wrong with that there, boss. The Biden, they knows what they doing. You should have got up there and said, it's a mess. This is bull crap what they doing. But nope. See, but you're talking about they can't even elect them. Good. I'm glad we're disrupting the Republican Party. Hopefully, we'll get something done.
Said this multiple times. State, county, the federal government has to lean in and do more. And let's be very clear about what's happening
here. Comes
here.
a lie.
That you have the destabilization of countries across the globe, which, by the way, are individuals that identify as Afro-Venezuelan.
Holy moly. Y'all see that bull crap? Now that was some bull crap I've never seen before. Wow. This guy just straight came in and said, let me be clear, because I'm about to drop some bull crap unlike never before. These Venezuelans, they got afros. The people always ask me, why do I wear my afro? Because my hair won't grow. Can't you see? Or else they'll be calling me MC Baldy. So now they got afros down there, and that makes a difference. Democrats, ooh-wee. Ain't they special? They say the dangerous things. So that man with the cone head trying to make a connection, y'all. Because you know what I'm saying? As soon as I see that afro, I'm supposed to forget about law and order, baby. I'm like, hey, man, I'm sick of these illegal immigrants, man. They just go, well, hold up. Are those afros? Oh, snap. Give me some, baby. Give me 5. On the backside. Oh, yeah. What is he talking about? What does having afros and identifying as Afro whatever coming from Venezuela has anything to do with it? Now that right there was him just trying. It's like, you know what? Let me see if I can get this off. I've been dropping nothing but BS this whole time. I'm about to try something different for technical difficulty. He's trying to score technical difficulty points because this is a difficult one to pull off. This is some difficult BS to pull off. So now my man's going for it. We've never seen this movie before. It's very risky. He is going for a double, triple BS landing. Let's see.
Very clear about what's happening here. That you have the destabilization of countries across the globe, which, by the way, are individuals that identify as Afro-Venezuelan or Afro-Colombians.
And you hear the dummies in the back. Yeah, hey, man, that is true. Oh, God, how do we fall so far from grace as a humanity, man? This is fascinating. Fascinating that man said that with a straight face and you heard people co-signing that. That is true. I can't laugh, man. My ribs hurt. My liver. Hold on, wait a minute. Let's get back to Conehead and his BS, because that was a level of difficulty we haven't seen in a long time.
You know, as we're talking about, eliminating tipped wages for black and brown people, we're fighting the same system that doesn't humanize black people across the globe. And isn't it quite...
What the heck is he talking about? So off now, see, he's losing points. He's not staying on task. His routine is going rogue. That man's out there talking about dehumanizing people across the globe. What evidence do you have for that? What's your definition of dehumanizing people across the globe? There's some BS even BS eaters can't swallow. So now we're dehumanizing is always other folks, black, white, other. It's not we're dehumanizing Anglo-Saxons. No. See, we got to find groups of people who we would just dump them into a category of victims. Like the whole world is just filled with nothing but racism and all of that stuff. So I mean, we're trying to dehumanize people all across the globe. How? What countries? The only people I see trying to do that is white liberals in other Western countries that try to go into all of these other countries with black and other nationalities and force their woke agenda down there. Like they forced down your throat, Conehead. You done ate that white liberal agenda, and now you're profiting off of it. And then they want to spread that mess, and that is dehumanizing. And that's why you got Africans going, no, we don't want transgender here. We don't want that. That's why you got Arabs. No, don't come here. Take it, go. Don't come in. No, they don't want it. Asians don't want it, but you want it. Matter of fact, I detect a little soft-coreism anyway in you, you big old cone head. You. Let's continue, though, listening to this BS and see how he dismounts.
Disturbing that you have an entire party that is more interested and dedicated to destabilizing black and brown people around the globe than actually passing a freaking budget to make sure that people can eat and have somewhere to live.
Wow. So how are y'all scoring this BS right about now? This man just said we got a part. Now, first of all, I still don't understand how Republicans got even thrown into this. I don't know. But this man just said you got a whole party who's more interested in destabilizing black and brown people all around the country. Where's he getting this from? Have we ever? Is that our mission? Is that somewhere in the strategy of the Republican Party? All right, now here's we're going to destabilize black and brown countries all around the globe for no reason. No reason. Just because they're black and brown. People of color. We don't like them being stable. We want them destabilized. That's what we want. Go get the destabilizers, guys. Let's get it going. This fool just said that. How in the world can anybody in that audience sit there without getting up and either walking out or throwing tomatoes at that conehead? I would, man, these next couple clips, I was thinking to myself as I was putting this together, God, please, just teleport me into one of these. That's all I want. I can't get the exposure and the traction that I need to where I can be able to go into these events, man. I need that. I need that in my life. I need to be able to travel and show up at these with a press pass. Because, boy, I'm going to tell you right now, they'll see me coming and be like, oh, shoot, here you come. Hurry up, close the door. I know y'all in there. I see all the other TV stations out here. Brandon, open up the door. Because he know when I come in, I'm coming in like a spider monkey. All over him, and get rid of this BS that he's dropping on his people. Expose all that mess.
That's the disconnect. In fact, the last thing that I'll say, at least on this, unless one more person has a question about this, is that I know we're going to get to the other side of this. And I know that the city of Chicago has been incredibly patient with my administration.
Oh, here comes the message of hope. Here comes the let your guard down final message. Try to relate to the people. Connect. I know this is tough. I know y'all been struggling, but we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this together because we all in this together. You did? No, we're not. But now, this is going to tick me off right here. This is where his BS went a little too far.
Everyone knows it's not like I'm calling up relatives from another country saying, y'all want to come live with me? Our people know that, and they're frustrated.
Now you belittling our intelligence because you are calling them up when you offer all of this crap. Somebody said where I got this shirt. It's called Fin, Feather, and Fur. Yeah, it's comfortable too, man. Oh, yeah, wait a minute. Don't. See, you got the, yeah. Ha, ha. Bam. Go all camouflage. Bam. I'm ready, man, for the revolution. Just in case. But Fin, Feather, and Fur, they're the ones that showed us. Sometimes you got to coordinate. It'd have been horrible if I would have got up and had some the black pants on. And you'd be like, what the heck? So anyway, now, y'all hear that, man? That man just said, it ain't like I'm calling them up. Man, I ain't trying to laugh over this. And the people ain't laughing either. You are calling them up. Just like Joe Biden says, search the border, just not my house.
They're frustrated because, if I could be so bold, when the people of Chicago voted for me and voted for this progressive council, their hopes and aspirations
went out the door. Their hopes and aspirations went out the window. That's what he should be saying, all this BS. So now he's about to go ahead and give you all the biggest BS answer why these folks are frustrated. Y'all ready for this? Their hopes and dreams. Y'all ready for this?
Could be realized. Now we have this crisis that has slowed that down.
You see the hand?
That's what people are frustrated about. If people weren't.
You see that? Slow that down. Are you kidding me? So you telling me that this process that has nothing to do with your policies and your attitude has frustrated them because they were so excited about Brandon's policies and him being put in the office and them voting for him that, man, we was on our way up. We was moving on up until this unforeseen circumstance just fell into Chicago and just ruined all of our progress and our efforts and killed our dreams. Now understand, this guy got in and it was killing violence. Beetlejuice had destroyed the country and nothing changed when he got in. In fact, it got worse. I don't even remember a time, even before they start recognizing the illegal immigration problem. I don't remember a time where black folks in Chicago, after this conehead got in, was excited. In fact, they start sniffing out his BS off grip with the crime, the defunding of the police, all of that mess. And then on top of that, you dump these illegal immigrants in there. And now you trying to say the people, it's the people, they were excited about my leadership. And this unforeseen circumstance got them all frustrated. It ain't me. It ain't me that got them frustrated. It ain't my choices that got them all mad and killed their dreams.
Weren't complaining, you could come to the conclusion that they didn't expect much from us.
That's what it is. So if they weren't complaining, you could come to the conclusion that they didn't expect much from us. That is the biggest bunch of BS I've heard. They're complaining because you're not giving them what they need. You're abusing them. You're taking advantage of them. And you're belittling their intelligence. These folks get out there on that mic and say stupid stuff like that because they feel that every single voter in Chicago is willing to gobble down this BS. That is fascinating that man just said that.
The real disconnect is that you have an unclean spirit.
Holy moly. And then he's going to try to dismount with bringing in some spirituality. So this not only makes him a BSer, but this man is evil. So now look at him try to bring in an unclean spirit. We're looking at the unclean spirit. Look at my screen. Look at my screen. See the shadow?
That has captured the right-wing extremists in this country.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know what that cone is covering up? Horns. That cone right there is covering up some horns. This fool got to say what we really looking at. Now he's covering all of the people. Christians, just in case you're watching. It's those right-wingers that are unclean. They've been infested by unclean spirits. The whole Democrat Party is infested with unclean spirits. These folks are driving America straight off of a cliff, and they don't even know why. They have no idea what they're doing. His party that is okay with kids being transitioned before they're 18. What kind of spirit you think that is? Huh? How about what kind of spirit, unclean spirit, you think it is that your whole party supports 9-month and beyond abortion? What kind of spirit you think's motivating that, Brandon? Unbelievable. And gonna try to get spiritual on us.
And I call on them to dig deeper and lean on their faith. As Jesus said, who our neighbors really are. The one on the roadside. Those are our neighbors. And so we have to do everything in our power to make sure that we respond to the crisis that's right here in Chicago. That is the formulation of decades of disinvestment, while also making sure that we're pushing back on failed foreign policies that continue to destabilize people.
Now, you know what, guys? I don't try to come across as a super saint. But when I hear stuff like that, that burns me up. When I see people who I know is just trying to use Christianity to manipulate the mind and the emotions of people, oh, that burns me up. How about you just keep your mouth shut? I mean, because even a raggedy Christian, a backslidden Christian knows what you just said was bull crap. I mean, you could be like, man, dude, I ain't been in church in 17 years, man, but I know right now that wasn't but the devil talking through that dude. Somebody go get me a whole truckload of holy oil, some anointed oil, and I need about 1,500 old church mothers to meet us up in Chicago and go to work on that cone head. Dump that mess on his cone. Bring in the hose for the holy oil, spray down, and let all those mothers just start laying hands on that cone head. And maybe we'll cast that unclean spirit out of his line. But so there we go. That was BS number one. Uh-huh. Now I will say that was some BS, man. But here we go, another one, another evil BSer. So now these people are scared of Jim Jordan, and it's obvious. And these unclean spirits are speaking through him. Listen to how evil and how deceptive and how lying these people can be in regards to framing Jim Jordan and attacking him because they don't want him to become the Speaker of the House. This is prime time right here too, man. Second contestant is actually a person of the media. I forget Chris Hayes or somebody like that. The nerd. Let's see what the nerd has to say and see what kind of BS he's dropping.
The House Republican caucus, they were flirting openly with the idea of anointing Donald Trump as their speaker, as Speaker of the House for the entire United States. This is the man, of course, who sicked a mob on that same Capitol building in an...
There he is. He comes out the blocks with some BS right off grip. You got to admire that. He didn't take his time. He was straight to the point with the BS. Straight to the point. So now this man, he had the nerve to come out and say Trump went ahead and inspired it. Okay, let's see how you inspired it. What did he say Trump did?
Sicked a mob on that same Capitol
Sick
building.
Sick the mob.
In an attempt to violently...
Here we go.
With the idea of anointing Donald Trump as their speaker, as Speaker of the House for the entire United States.
Somebody said, why are they allowed to lie? That is a good point. I mean, you would think that this is, well, it's not a professional network. It's a clown show. It's a propaganda show. And what's crazy is, it's so, they are really, really defaming people's character. This man just straight up lied. Listen to this.
This is the man, of course, who sicked a mob on that same Capitol building.
How could you just say that? How can you just come straight out like that and just say, this is the same man that, of course, sicked the mob on that Capitol? At what point did he hear Donald Trump sick a mob on the Capitol? I saw one guy who did. Tomorrow, we gotta... Don't say it. Don't say it. I might go to jail for us. Tomorrow, we gotta enter him. No, peacefully. That's one guy who did. But I never heard Trump say anything like that. But hey, this guy don't care because he's a BSer. This man is relying on BS gobblers that watch their network to eat it.
Building in an attempt to violently topple the duly elected government, a man who has since been indicted on 91 criminal counts.
In an attempt to violently topple the government. Unbelievable. The same Donald Trump you're saying that tried to offer 10 to 20 troops to stop any violence? That guy? So you're telling me he wanted to have all of these folks with nothing but MAGA hats and cell phones to go topple, violently overthrow the Capitol. Now you would think, what kind of leader would he be? He didn't give us no machine guns. He didn't give us no floor plans. He didn't give us nothing. No guns, nothing. Just go over there and do it with the hand and skin. That's it. Hand and skin. That's crazy that this man is saying that because he's relying on people who don't see BS. And like, can I have a sample of that BS right there? Oh, that's good.
Counts, including for those events, across 4 jurisdictions. They were actively talking about choosing him to lead the United States House of Representatives, to make him second in line to the presidency. That is until about 9:30 last night, when Republican Congressman Troy Nehls of Texas announced that he, quote, just had a great conversation with President Trump about the speaker's race, and he is endorsing Jim Jordan, the congressman behind. The ex-president himself followed it up with a middle-of-the-night post confirming he does indeed think that Jordan will be a great Speaker of the House and has his complete...
Yeah, making me put my man hat on for this, because I'm about to get real physical on the rest of these people. I'm about to go straight up Macho Man Randy Savage. Yep. Get over here, Chris Hayes, right now. So now you hear Chris Hayes? This man is mad because Donald Trump went ahead and anointed Jim Jordan. No, they don't like that. Now here they are thinking we got rid of Kevin McCarthy. It might have opened himself up to something worse. So now you know what they got to do? They got to go in hard on Jimmy Jordan.
Endorsement. God, that's a long post. Now, to a very small degree, tiny sliver, I'll take what I can get these days. This is something of a relief, honestly, because I think Donald Trump as Speaker of the House would be an awful and dangerous situation. But the potential speakership of Jim Jordan, far-right member of the House Freedom Caucus, a low...
Far-right member of the House Freedom Caucus. More BS thrown on top of it. BS Burger coming up. Come on, we got a BS Burger for all of our viewers. Come on, keep it coming. You heard these BS Burgers? So now this man, far-right, who named him far-right? That's my thing. Who named him far-right? How? That's like somebody said, Kev, you're far-right. I'm like, what? I didn't know that. What's a far-right? What does that mean? How far is far-right? I mean, is there a measure when it comes down to how far is far-right? Yeah, I don't understand. I'm not claiming that. How about them common sense? So they throw these labels out there. Far-right extremists out there, as a popular Freedom Caucus Party.
Loyal Trump ally solves absolutely nothing. And in fact, it represents everything that is wrong with the Republican Party. I mean, Jim...
That's complete opposite. It actually solves a lot of problems with the Republican Party. It represents everything wrong with the Republican Party because we need it to stay just like it used to be. We want it to be the uniparty. Have a whole bunch of paid and bought and controlled Republicans who really don't care what the people want. That's what we want. And so now all of a sudden that we got the Freedom Caucus taking over the party, it's a problem. Yeah, it's a problem with the Republican Party. No, it's a problem for you and it's a problem for the rhinos. And that's why you're out there shoveling BS to try to attack Jim Jordan.
Jim Jordan is the member of Congress who was arguably most involved in Donald Trump's coup.
Here come
Earlier this week, January 6th committee Vice Chairwoman Liz Cheney laid this out for us again.
Now, why would you even mention this chick? This right here would only make folks who are not Republican voters say, Liz Cheney, wait, isn't she a Republican? Well, obviously, if she's a Republican, she must know what's going on in the Republican Party. She probably is just one of those good Republicans, not like these crazy radical ones. No, she's a complete rhino. And to use her as a reference or an example only makes me feel like Jim Jordan is the right man for the job. You think that throwing her up in our face is going to make us say, wow, we respect Liz Cheney. We laugh at Liz. I laugh in the face of Liz. Unbelievable. I lied just the other day. Anytime they start referencing Republicans, you already know what kind of Republicans they are. And we're about to see them in action in a minute.
In a speech. Remember, Liz Cheney and the January 6th committee subpoenaed Jim Jordan. They wanted to know more about what he did know, what he did in the run-up to January 6th.
And he gave him the bird?
Flat out ignored it. So we never got the truth from a man who they believed to be a key witness in the investigation, as Vice Chair Cheney said at the time.
I think that Congressman Jordan may well be a material witness. He's somebody...
Ready? Y'all ready for this little clip of BS right here? She's a BSer too. Now listen to the vagueness.
Who was involved in a number of meetings in the lead up to what happened on January.
There you go. He was a person who was involved in a number of meetings leading up to J6 meetings about what? Were you in those meetings? How do you know what those meetings are about? I'm sure she's trying to imply that those meetings are, all right, listen here, Jim, this is what we're going to do. I want you to flank them from the right side. I'm going to flank them from the left, and we're going to have all of the other MAGA hat wearing people with cell phones take the front, okay? Now, once you guys get in, find Mike Pence, and then we're going to take him out there and hang him on that little makeshift, hanging thing right there, that noose, the one that's real short and kind of leaning around and blowing around. And we're going to hang him on that, okay? And then if we can find Nasty Pelosi somewhere, we're going to go ahead and have to ice her. That's what we're going to do. It sounds like a good plan, Jim? Huh? What? You haven't? No, I haven't communicated this to my people. No, I mean, what? I can't send it through email. They'll just have to know what to do. So what is she talking about? It would take me bringing some comedic examples to her to make her sound that dumb, because I would belittle her intelligence with that scenario right there if I was in her face. I say, so tell me then, Liz, you think it went like this? And after I get done with that, I would see her go, man, you ain't have to do that to me. I'm exposing you.
January 6th, involved in planning for January 6th, certainly for the objections that day, as he said publicly. So he may well be a material witness.
Jim Jordan is also one of the Republican lawmakers who returned to the House chamber after they were all escorted out, right? Into safe spaces, literally. And after the violent sacking of the Capitol, when they came back in, who then voted in favor of Donald Trump's coup. And just 5 days...
Voted in favor of Donald Trump's coup. Who are you, you dirtbag, you? who were calling it a coup when it was not a coup. It was him going through the legal process of challenging the election. So before you nasty bullcrapper say that, I want you to be able to acknowledge then, if that's the case, every Democrat on the floor that ever I refuse to acknowledge this election because people are terrified and I refuse, and he knows he's illegitimate. Those are coups. If this is a coup, oh boy, the bull crap. I'm having a hard time. I don't even eat bull crap, but just seeing it and smelling it, making me want to throw up.
Later, Trump rewarded his loyal foot soldier with the Medal of Freedom. So Jim Jordan is
You see that? You see the belittling? That's a tactic of a bull crapper. Later, his little foot soldier. Yeah, he want you to look at Jim like a lapdog. Jim don't think for himself. He's just obedient. His little foot soldier.
The most MAGA devoted members of the caucus, the same group of people that produced the very situation we are in now with a destructive, ungovernable Republican majority in the House.
You mean the same that are shaking things up and hopefully will get things back on track so we can have some accountability? Yeah, and see, as he's talking about Jim being a little loyal foot soldier, does he know this man is like a 3-time champion wrestler? I would like to see the nerd get in the ring with the loyal foot soldier and get folded up like a pretzel. Exhibition game only, y'all. Just in case. I don't want people saying Kevin is trying to suggest that Jim Jordan should attack and beat up Chris Hayes. Just a sparring match. See just how much of a little foot soldier he is. Let's continue.
In the words of former Speaker John Boehner, he is a political terrorist.
Another. Why are you bringing up these rhinos as examples? Their opinions mean nothing to me. This is the whole thing. We want to get them out of here. So by bringing them up as examples, I'm like, good. I mean, look who you're referencing. That dude, he was a rhino. He's establishment Republican. Yeah, like in the words of Boehner, him and the rest of them, this gone. Romney.
You call some of these members political terrorists.
Oh yeah, Jim Jordan especially. My colleague from Ohio. I just never saw a guy who spent more time tearing things apart and never building anything, never putting anything together.
One of the ways Jim Jordan tears things apart is by fanning the flames of discord on Fox News. Jordan has made no less than, and this is an accurate number as far as we can tell, 565 appearances on Fox in a little over 6 years. And that's...
What does that got to do with anything? If we go down the line, we will see all kind of nasty, stinking, funky Democrats making all kind of appearances on y'all raggedy network. Dang on it. That's the nature of the beast. What are you talking about, you fool? Your bullcrap stinks. I'm sorry. You're not going to win the bullcrap competition tonight. So now he's trying to say Jim Jordan is a divider because he shows up on Fox News. Well, heck, Crooked shows up on y'all network all the time. And yeah, you got Jim Comey. You got all kind of Clapper, Brennan, you name it. Y'all bring in the worst. And here he is, because Jim shows up on Fox now. He's not qualified to be speaker.
That's just on weekdays, okay? He might as well have his own weekly program. In fact, Jordan has made more appearances on Fox than any other sitting member of Congress since Media Matters began counting back in 2017. By comparison, his main competitor for speaker, Steve Scalise of Louisiana, has been on less than 300 times.
Uh-oh. I'm sorry to say this. That just lets me know that Steve Scalise is the lesser of the two evils. That just solidified me supporting Jim Jordan over Steve Scalise. When he is trying to compare them two in a sense of pushing people to support Steve Scalise, lets me know Jim Jordan's the man. There it is. In comparison, Steve Scalise is only... Why are you promoting Steve Scalise? I thought you hated all Republicans.
All of which is to say, a Jim Jordan speakership would be a near worst case scenario. He is a destructive force, a political terrorist, in the words of a colleague, John Boehner.
This guy looks and see, you know what the problem with him in the BS competition? He doesn't sell it. He doesn't look sincere. Well, Frank, this BSer right here is clearly BSing. I mean, to be a good BSer, at least has to come across believable. His BS looks forced. So you see him forcing clearly, and you know, I'm worried, but that guy right there, his BS isn't believable. and then it gets worse at the end.
A guy who is willing to destroy American democracy for Donald Trump. Anyone who endorses Jordan and any
guy who is willing to destroy American democracy for Donald Trump. What a loaded bunch of lies and BS. That's the extent of your BS. He just straight came out there and said Jim Jordan is willing to destroy American democracy for Donald Trump. Can they be sued? I know they're the media, but at what point do you go too far with your lies to where you're going, I didn't say that. That is not what we're trying to do. That's such a bold-faced lie. It's so deceptive that either y'all need to register as a comic relief program or something, because for y'all to get out there and claim y'all are a news network and you're slandering folks and coming up with crap like that, y'all should be held accountable.
Member who votes for him is affirmatively voting for a coup plotter, an election denier, and a foe of American democracy. And that is especially true for the 18 House Republicans.
Here comes the second layer of bullcrap. Now he's going after to scare all of those Republicans that might just vote for Jim. See the attack. This is strategy right here. So it's like, oh, look, y'all, if y'all vote for Jim Jordan, I'm just sending the word out. We're going to label you as a part of the coup. You're supporting the insurrectionists. Yeah. And then we're going to go ahead and remind you, your district might vote against you.
Representing districts that were carried by Joe Biden. Yeah. People like David Schweikert in Arizona, Mike Garcia in Young Kim in California, Nick LaLota, George Santos, remember that guy? Mike Lawler, Mark Molinaro,
don't vote
in New York. All those people you see up on their screen, are they going to vote for Jim Jordan?
They better, or they should get primaried too. Dang on it. I'm so sick of weak Republicans. If they really knew that the people respect them for being strong and standing on their convictions, people would get behind you. That's why when folks try to cancel people, those people who buckle, we just throw them to the trash. People who take a stance, all of a sudden, support comes rushing in. They sell more records, concerts be sold out. But yet the ones that buckle, everybody, oh, see, you one of them. You a jellyback.
Vote for Jordan. From any of them, from any Republican, but especially from these vulnerable members, is a vote for a MAGA extremist. It is a proxy vote for Donald Trump. Donald Trump's appointed him. Heck, it's a vote for Donald Trump and Matt Gaetz, who have both endorsed him. It's not clear if the Republican Party understands the problem they have. In a crystal clear example of their total oblivion, earlier today, this is too good. I can't believe this.
Y'all hear that? Yeah, you can't believe it because you don't believe it. As you sit here trying to sell us with that bull crap. I can't buy your bull crap. Well, I say, this is so good. This is too good. I can't believe it. It's not believable. This right here is nothing more than a script given to you to go ahead and launch an attack on Jim Jordan and try to promote Steve Scalise and terrorize and scare all of the Republicans that might consider voting for Jim Jordan. Now, I hated to have to go ahead and see through his bull crap, but it was so unbelievable I had to give it to him.
We learned the candidate for speaker. We're going to have a debate on Fox News on television. Now, keep in mind, Fox and the right-wing media ecosystem is largely responsible for the current state of the Republican Party. Yeah. They have produced a movement so obsessively focused on trolling and attention that it has no governing vision. It's essentially a media production.
This is crazy. You hear that? That's more BS. The Fox, they're responsible for all this chaos. No. MSNBC and CNN both have been two of the biggest contributors to the complete destruction and downfall of our country in the last 8 years. In the last 8 years, they have worked overtime to destroy our country. They promoted every false narrative, every lie, every conspiracy that you can think of, including the ones we just heard from the bullcrapper right here, trying to tell us Fox is responsible for all of this. As that man just said, Jim Jordan is going to do the bidding of Donald Trump to destroy our democracy. And he's talking about Fox's respect, even though I'm not a Foxer right about now. They done stunk it up too. But they sure enough is not in the dumpster with the dumpster juicers like MSNBC.
Fox News debate for speaker was kind of a perfect idea in that respect, but a terrible idea on the merits. Such a terrible idea, it sparked an immediate backlash even from within the House Republican caucus.
Let's wrap this BS up.
Republican told Axios, quote, "It's the height of idiocy." A few hours later, both Jim Jordan and Steve Scalise backed out Fox had to delete the press release from their website.
So,
but debate or no debate, the Republican caucus still has all of the same problems they had when they deposed Kevin McCarthy. The same problems they had when they elected Kevin McCarthy.
what problems?
The hard right, burn it all down base is not going anywhere. The party is still.
That's a problem. This guy right here thinks he's discouraging me. I'm sitting there going, wait, I'm waiting for a problem. You said they still got the same problems. The far right base. First of all, they're not far right. Okay. Secondly, if they are ultra MAGA, good. That's a good problem to have. It's a bad problem for you guys, but it's a good problem. I'm like, I don't see what the problem is. Yeah, you're making me cheer. Thank you. That's right. We still got the good problem. Unbelievable. Somebody said this freak is insane.
Still run by Donald Trump, a uniquely malevolent, dangerous force in American politics who wants to end the constitutional republic as we know it. None of that has been solved.
His BS has gone too far. His BS runneth over. It runneth over. Boy, I tell you, he should be penalized. I'm going to have to take points away from that.
In American politics who wants to end the constitutional republic as we know it.
That's what Trump wants to do. End the constitutional republic as we know it. His BS, I'm taking points off. I'm taking points off.
None of that has been solved. None of it will be solved by Speaker Jordan or Speaker Scalise if either of them can get enough votes to win the gavel. But Republicans are going to have to elect someone to run one of the two houses of the United States Congress and keep the government functioning. We'll just have to wait and see because, frankly, I have no idea what happens next.
Wow. So, guys, right now, it was Brandon and then Chris Hayes. Which one was the biggest BSer? Had the least the best presentation of BS. I mean, Brandon, I'm sure some idiots might have believed his dumb, but this guy, his BS was horrible. Even though it was a lot of BS. It's just he didn't sell it. That's the old thing. Now, I'm going to skip through this BSer right here because we're going to the best BSer in the league. Right now, we got the reigning champion of BS coming up to close out the show. All right, so let's see if she can still hold her title when it comes down to BS. And, I forgot about Cheney. Yeah, oh, man, she was in here on the BS too. Hold on.
Than any other member of the House of Representatives. Jim Jordan was part of the conspiracy in which Donald Trump was engaged as he attempted to overturn the election.
You hear that, BS? I'm not even going to, for the sake of time, I'm not going to even play her whole script of BS. She just said Jim Jordan was a part of it. No evidence whatsoever. And then say that it was an effort to overturn the election. Now, that's some BS for you, man. That's some BS that I would have a lawyer knocking on her door and saying, you might want to retract that statement. Because you're basically calling me an insurrectioner. But I'm going for the sake of time. I'm going to slide through this BSer and I'm going to get to the reigning champ. There she go, y'all. Let's hear from the reigning champ and close out and see if this BSer can still retain her title as the biggest BSer of all time. All right.
Be counted on to defend the Constitution. There wasn't this little tale.
Ladies and gentlemen, our final contestant, she's no novice when it comes down to bullcrap. She's a bullcrapologist. She's been shoveling BS for years. That's right, man. She have knocked down some great BSers in her time. And let's see if she still has it. Okay. Here we go. None other than crooked Hillary Clinton herself and her final attempt at winning the champion for the final time, hopefully, as the best BSer ever.
At extremism, wagging the dog of the Republican Party as it is today. And sadly, so many of those extremists, those MAGA extremists, take their marching orders from Donald Trump, who has no credibility left by any measure.
Holy moly. Now, she's smooth with her BS. But this the type of BS, if you can see through BS, makes you mad. Now, she got the nerve to come out there talking about, and Donald, take their marching orders from Donald Trump, who has no credibility, as this bootleg interviewer right here across from her chuckles, laughs over that. Why aren't you, lady, saying, oh, whoa, go back there, crooked. No credibility. Where's yours? You're the one running around saying he knows he's an illegitimate president. You're the one who had the nerve to be out there having some dang on dossiers paid for to go after him and call this man a Russian agent, and you're talking about he has no credibility. That woman is credibility less. She's negative credibility. And here they are only allowing her to come onto these propaganda networks to do exactly what she's doing. Shovel more BS. Because this is that moment where I'm like, throw me in there. Tag me in, coach. Bring Crooked into Kevin's corner and sit her across from me. I want to start off with talking about that BS I heard you say on the CNN. That's what I want to start off. Where's your credibility, Crooked? I put this mic up one of her nostrils. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. I got a little too close. So now, here she is talking about Trump has no credibility. But she's going to go in even harder on the BS. Make me mad.
He's only in it for himself. He's now defending himself in civil actions and criminal actions. And when do they break with him? Because at some point, maybe there needs to be a formal deprogramming of the cult members.
What?
Hey, yo, Green. I feel like I'm turning green too. Hey, yo, Green. I feel like I'm turning green too. From Bill Bixby to some incredible hope.
Something.
Man, did you hear that? That made me turn green, y'all. It ain't often that I go hawk. But she brought that out of me. Made me. Y'all hear what she just said? She said we need to be deprogrammed. Now that's some BS. And the sad part about it is this lady.
And how do you do that? Because you said you have to defeat them by defeating their leader.
How do you do that? She didn't say, why would you do that? She didn't say, what did you just say? Deprogramming them? Where is this? Is this China? Is this North Korea? She didn't say that. She said, how do you do it? Now, that just goes to show you the propaganda and level of Marxism and communism that has come to America. Our media didn't even blink when that woman said that. And she said it with a complete straight face because she is a sociopath. The number one, see, that's what makes a good BSer. You have to be a sociopath. Hillary Clinton, she drops this stuff out there as if she really believes it, because she probably does. A sociopath probably really believes, I have done nothing. Everything I've done was for the betterment of the country and for me and for Bill and all of that. That dossier that I paid for, it was done out of righteousness. That's what it was, to stop the evil tyranny. I'm not the tyrannical one. I'm not the insurrectionist. No. I'm not the one with no credibility. No. It's Trump. And she believes her BS. And that woman right there should be fired. How do you do that? Because, so now let's hear Crooked's explanation of how she's going to deprogram all of us MAGA supporters.
Leader is Donald Trump. Even you have said that you expect to be the Republican nominee. How does this change at all?
At this point, I think, sadly, he will still likely be the nominee, and we have to defeat him. And we have to defeat those who are the election deniers.
We have to cheat him. That's what it comes down to. Sadly, he's got to be the nominee, and we have to cheat him. Defeat him. And defeat those who are what?
As we did.
The next election deniers, as we did. Now that's some BS, man. Woo, she is looking sincere with her BS. She's still the best. You see her? As we did. Now, you see through that BS? Because she know they didn't. She know. See, the only BS she never could hide and really lay it out there to where it was believable is when she was shocked when she lost. Yeah, that right there, that exposed her. She almost retired from the BS game. Well, I lost? Couldn't even come out, congratulate nobody. Went off into the woods, looking up and getting in touch with nature. She could not come out with BS. She had to go and take a sabbatical to rejuvenate all the BS inside before she came back on the scene. So now here she is talking about we'll defeat them just like we did in 2020 and 2022 by cheating.
And 2020 and 2022. And we have to, just be smarter about how we are trying to empower the right people inside the Republican Party.
Unbelievable. And we need to be more careful of how we are empowering the right people in the Republican Party. The ones that will play ball, the ones will be obedient, the ones that will be a part of the uniparty, not the Republicans that the people vote to be in the party. You hear the fascists talking? Do you hear this dang on Marxist, communist, evil witch talking? She just straight said, we. Who is we? I thought you were a Democrat. Why are you even sniffing around the Republican Party? Why are you even making suggestions on we got to be more careful of who we put in the Republican? See, that's her evil is so evil it leaks out, but yet dumb people find her evil believable. You don't want that believable evil. And she has the believable evil because here she really, if you translate this, what she just said is anybody who supports Trump needs to be deprogrammed. We need to stop Jim Jordan, and we need to beat them that denied elections. Okay, because see, Democrats are the only ones that can deny the elections. We can do that, not these folks. So now we got to beat them and expose them because every time we win, we won because we won. It's not because we cheated or there was something funny. And so therefore, anybody who questions that, we want them to be in a position that they're going to feel the pressure of being labeled as an election denier, possibly an insurrectionist trying to overthrow our government. Who knows? Might even find yourself up on the FBI watch list. Who knows? And then finally, we got to go ahead and start handpicking puppets to put them in the Republican Party to make sure we don't have a Jim Jordan, a Marjorie Taylor Greene, a Matt Gaetz, or anybody like that that doesn't play by the rules. That's what this evil witch said. That's why she's the biggest BSer in the world. And you got to have a wonderful BS radar to catch her BS. And mine is really good.
You know, Nancy Pelosi had a majority of 5 votes when she was Speaker. Kevin McCarthy had a majority of 5 votes. Nancy Pelosi passed consequential legislation. And she clearly had members within her caucus who, you know, ranged across a spectrum of political beliefs and ideology. And she kept everybody together. And she kept everybody focused on the future. Mm-hmm. He couldn't do that. And so he paid a price, but more importantly, the country paid a price.
No, we didn't pay no price. I'm glad Kevin McCarthy is gone. We were paying a price when he was in there shucking and jiving and pretending to be doing stuff. Trying to appease both parties. I don't want him to appease both parties. It's no time for appeasing both parties. Take the gloves off. We want bare knuckle fighters right about now. We want people in that ring saying, man, look here, I'm about to beat the brakes off of you. See, I'm not in here trying to play around with these Democrats because they play for keeps. They play for keeps. And so, yeah, Kevin McCarthy, peace, deuces. And if Jim Jordan gets in, I hope he does the right thing. I hope he don't get pressured or whatever. But I'm telling you right now, they're going to fight this man tooth and nail. They do not. You can see. See, this right here is the quickest indicator to let you know who they don't want in office. And when they start sending out crooked people like the rest of those rhinos and all of that stuff, you already know. So God bless y'all. Now, I will have to conclude. Crickets, she's still the biggest. She's still the best, man. But Brandon Johnson was up there. He was dropping some BS that I was like, wow. So, man, I got a heavy dose of BS tonight. I'm telling you. But hopefully, if you show these clips to your friends, you will start teaching them how to see through bull crap. How to increase and fine tune their bull crap detector. These people are see-through. And if you can get past the emotions and the slick oil talking and all of that stuff, you'll start to question like, wait, is that real? Is that how it happened? Wait a minute. Did they just say that? That sounded like BS. And that's why you got me. So God bless you now. Guys, I have uploaded these videos. I haven't made them public yet. And these are all clips. And I got a new one. I did a solo on this with Crooked Hillary, Cheney, and I forget the other one, but Sonny. So I did a individual video on that, and I'm editing that tonight, and I'm going to upload it. Plus, I've taken clips from our past live streams, and they're already on YouTube. I just haven't made them public yet. So as soon as we get done, I'm going to make them public so you can check them out and don't have to worry about a notification because they're probably not going to give you a notification for it. But I'm going to make them public. But I'm giving y'all a heads up. They're about to be public soon as I get off this show right here. Now, in the meanwhile, hit my like button, share my videos, follow me on the platforms. Make sure you still subscribe. Make sure your buttons are turned to on. Your notification button turned on to all. And then, oh, don't forget, text that number that I mentioned earlier in the show so you can be a part of Kevin's Corner. Because I am going to text you guys and let y'all know when I upload the standalone. And that number, real quick before we go, is 330-974-4607. And then finally, y'all, come on, man. Give me one last push. We got, I think I said 6 days, 7 days, somewhere around that, for my little fundraiser. And I seen y'all complaining about YouTube. Y'all feel my pain. Y'all know I ain't just making this up. I ain't trying to pimp the people. I ain't trying to just go ahead and manipulate y'all. The struggle is real, man. Y'all been with me from the beginning. I see so many of y'all be online talking about why is Kev still at 187? It's been 4 years. So y'all know I ain't out here just going, hey man, this fundraiser is just so I can lace my pot. This is something that will help me offset what they're doing to me and allow me to do this freely and be productive instead of have to be tiptoeing around all of that crap. So the link to support that fundraiser is right below this video. If you got a chance and you got the funds to do it, help out. All right. I would like to give them a black. I want to hit them with the nana boo boo. I didn't need y'all this month. So God bless y'all. God bless America. We see y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. Take care.